We should also be cautious about the motivation of the one who provides information. That's why the scriptures warn us against priestcraft.
Reading scores for 13-year-olds in the U.S. has hit its lowest level in decades. That's coming from a new report from the National Center for Education Statistics.
Scores from the National Assessment of Education Progress come out every 2 years. Utah students in 8th grade scored 261 points, which is 4 points lower than in 2022. 8 states also followed that downward trend.
Having an adult that kind of knows a lot can be a little bit intimidating.
Oh, what a surprise! Joe Jesus Jr.'s gonna set us all straight.
Travis Wingetzel. Nobody seems to know the real Mormonism from its origins. Everybody thinks they know because they've heard things. Maybe they were in the church for a little while. Maybe they were born and raised and then they left, so they're cool. Nobody knows. It's fascinating how everybody thinks they knows Mormonisms and they don't knows. They don't knows. Comment reply video. On my video, famous Mormon or former Mormon. And see, I haven't heard if she filled out the bishop's application, sat in front of her bishop and said, I want out. As the bishop is saying, you're going to lose everything and you're going to be cursed and then you're going to end up in hell. Are you sure you want to leave? Or if she just did what I did, I'm out and never go back. Or if she was a naughty girl, you know, pierced her ears, nose, mouth and ears, head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Or, you know, maybe she says she's a coffee drinker. She said she gave up exaltation for coffee. So violating the word of wisdom. But I don't know if it was because of excommunication for drinking coffee. I don't know. Haven't found that video yet. Little Alyssa. Little Alyssa. And so, rest stop. In case you don't catch on, that video is about how Alyssa doesn't know Mormonism. Because on the picture, you can see some of the 3 main videos about Mormonism. And she don't know Mormonism. That's all I was saying in the video. She is legitimizing the lies of the criminal operation. Because that's one of the facts that nobody knows. Unless you've been following me recently. I did the bombshell video, thanks to Stanford, in which we're not a church. It's not a church. And they can't be a corporation, therefore, because a corporation says that they're a corporation for the church, but the church doesn't exist, so how can they be a corporation for a non-existent church? Other than a criminal operation. And so, yeah, the Brigham Young, oh my God, that was just priceless. He's governor of Utah Territory. He knows it's Utah Territory by name. because he's governor. The United States appointed him as governor. And, and so he has a meeting as a governor in which they pass an ordinance for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but for the state of Deseret. Oh my God, hilarious. He is so evil, and nobody knows. Everybody blames Joseph instead. Just unbelievable. February 1851. So, rest stop. He appeared yesterday, I believe, and one comment I let go. Nothing wrong with the comment. The other comment I deleted. New people, you get a grace period. You come to one video, and so I understand you're just coming to one video. You don't know Mormonism, you don't know me, and how much I know Mormonism. And so I give you a grace period to watch more videos before you make a dumbass comment and humiliate yourself, because you don't know Mormonism. And yet, on that Alyssa video about how the church, criminal operation, has lied to her repeatedly, and she believes the lies. But her belief in those lies is that it's wrong. Not wrong factually, but wrong morally. And so thus, coffee drinking, she doesn't see anything morally wrong with drinking coffee. I understand this. I know how to read and comprehend what I read. But when it comes to church history, she has no clue. She has no idea what the original religion was of Joseph Smith. She only believes what this criminal operation has repeatedly lied over and 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 over each generation of Mormons. As those Mormons then pass it on, as Mormons go out on missions and pass it on, repeating the lie, spreading the lie like a cancer all over the world. And so in the movie Heretic that I did a review of yesterday, which Alyssa also did a review, and so I put her picture in there too. Hugh Grant, likewise, had been told the lies about the church. And those sister missionaries weren't getting told about the lies of the older generations, which is a big tell that the younger generation of Mormons are being further kept from knowledge that we knew as kids, but didn't know the previous silenced information. For numerous examples, not just the death penalty in the temple, or blacks were never allowed and you die if you married a black man, and he died too with the blood atonement, and the Brigham Young bombshell. We're not a religion. We don't exist. Nothing is real. Butterfly. Okay? That's it. That's all. So Rest Stop got himself banned. Gave him a chance, blew it. Could be a female, but it's a type of fedora for men. A British thing, but I've seen women wear something similar to that too. I'm assuming it's a hat, but it's a cartoon thing. So they say you have to become atheist to understand the perspective. No, I don't. That's what Christians tell people. You can't judge us. You haven't walked in our shoes. That is the lame excuse of somebody who's not intelligent and guilty of crime. No, nobody gets to claim this. The Jewish Bible is correct in Matthew chapter 7 that we can judge people. You have to keep reading past verse 1. Apparently nobody wants to. And so, judging false prophets, it already assumes they're false by saying false prophets. Instead of saying a man who makes a prophecy can be judged by their fruits. So everyone, and so the leaders of this criminal operation claim to be prophets. Not a single Mormon will ever run the test. They speak words at the pulpit of conference. We are told in Scripture to judge those words, to find out if they're telling us the truth or if they're lying. And so instead, this criminal operation has been indoctrinating us repeatedly to prove the truth with non sequitur red herrings. Something completely unrelated. So, like, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is true if Joseph Smith physically saw Jesus and Heavenly Father in the grove. It's a trap that they think they're setting for the stupid. Because the truth is that Joseph Smith had a vision, not a real manifestation of literal history. Vision, a dream. And it's Jewish. That's why he doesn't name the personage Jesus, and then goes on to say that Christianity is all wrong, abominable, and corrupt. And then a Mormon who's illiterate or refuses to study would say, well, the verse 1 says it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Joseph Smith papers. They've been lying. It's not the name of the church. Willard Richards put it in. Willard Richards is the evil, disposed, and designing militant person against the Church of Joseph. And it's Jewish. Church of the Latter-day Saints. And so Mormons who refuse to do their research on the church, who refuse to go to the website on the Gospel Topics Essays, who refuse to go to the Joseph Smith papers, who refuse to run the tests on the living prophets of Jesus, get conned. And like I said, the continued repetition of the lies causes Mormons to go and repeat the lies. But here we have an atheist. Understand that you don't speak for atheists, for I am atheist. He doesn't understand that Jewish precept in the Bible, in Matthew chapter 7, starting in verse 15. That's for false prophet. The test. Because fruit is the end result of a seed. Once you produce the fruit of a seed, you're done. You can't strengthen a fruit, as Mormons claim they can do to a testimony. You're done. You are a witness that the seed produced the fruit. You now bear testimony that the seed produced the fruit. And you can show other people, and it will have seeds within it, and you say, have a seed. Test it for yourself. So you run the test, and sure enough, simple doctrine that everybody is screwed up. And so you do it with the Word. And there's a whole bunch of examples in all of Scripture. Noah. Build a boat, Noah. You know, the Cosby guy, he did the Noah skit. Nobody wants to acknowledge him anymore because of what he did and what he went to prison for. And he ruined pudding pops. And the TV show. But Noah. Everybody knows about Noah. They may be smart to think they know more than others, that there are 2 sets of animals and 7 sets of animals. There may be somebody who's even smarter than they, who think they know about the documentary hypothesis. You don't know the story. You're all wrong. But basically, Noah is told to build a boat, the Word. What does he do with the Word? He builds the boat. What are the consequences of building the boat? He saves himself and his family and animals. That's the basic doctrinal precept of the story. But this criminal organization won't even teach that to its membership. It's all about obeying the living prophet of Jesus whenever he gives you a command to not drink coffee. And so thus, whether you're an atheist, Islamic, Jewish, Christian, criminal operation claiming to be a church, we judge you by your words. And so once I have produced the fruit, I don't need to do it again. If you give me the same seed, or one Mormon says a word, so I run the test, find out they're false, I don't need to run the test again if another Mormon comes to me with the same exact seed. This is the same exact seed, but it's an atheist rather than a Mormon, rather than a Christian, rather than others. I know this seed is false. I can judge you. I can judge Alyssa. I can judge Mormons. I can judge everyone. Because that is the basic doctrinal precept for finding out truth. Run the bleeping test. And so now we've got AI that can't tell the truth. And I did the videos when it came out. Running the test. Oh, it lies. Well, we know AI is false. We can't trust it. And yet nobody's shutting it down, getting rid of it. It's now everywhere. It's telling us what to believe now, and people are believing it. And it's running our systems, and it's tanking the stock market, it's causing a fire sale, it's a national security threat, and we know it by its fruit. And so yes, I can judge it, and I can judge you for having said that. You're false, you're out. Get the hell off my channel. If you can't understand that basic doctrine of human communication. So, a relatively new person who's got a cartoon of a tent out in the woods, in the wilderness, is saying some funny stuff on my ICE raid, LDS Mormon Church, Temple Square. I did another video. Nobody wants to watch. Maybe you're sleeping in, it's Friday, going on vacation, thinking it's conference weekend or something. They say, in quotes, we believe in obeying, honoring, and sustaining the law. Yeah, Article of Faith number 12. They know Mormonism. That person was only in the church for 2 years, from what they told me. And he knows more than most Mormons. It says, I call BS. Me too. That's why I did the video. Comedy ensues. And then another quote, we seek to provide basic food and clothing as our capacity allows. That was from the First Presidency statement that he was able to read from the video, from the church news. Again, BS, double BS. Multiple exclamation points. Prove it. He knows the Mormon. See, this is a Mormon tactic. When a critic runs the test, finds out the word is false, Mormons say, prove it. When they themselves only do a spiritual witness feeling. There is no proof for that. Nobody can judge it. It's your truth. And thus it's wrong. It's an instant automatic judgment of false using that biblical test, which is so simple, so plain, pure, and precious. From the Book of Mormon, in case you don't know. And then dig down deep into Ensign Peak and distribute all that thou hast to the poor and follow the Savior. This person knows the scriptures and how to apply it to the falsehood that they've pushed. Well done. That got approved. It's all I ask of you. Phantom of the Opera. All I ask. I saw that twice on my mission off Broadway. Awesome. The chandelier that went out into the audience. Alrighty, so. And then here's Idaho Chick, who also gets it. ICE raid, LDS Mormon Church, Temple Square. The contradicting statements the church makes within the press release are ridiculous. We obey the law. She knows Article of Faith number 12 too. Immigration laws actively being enforced and tightened across the nation. Oh, and we also don't ask for anyone's immigration status when we lovingly help them with food and other basic necessities. And the clip that I put in this morning about how you have to join the church to get that aid. That's the whole part of the trap. We're a refugee sanctuary state because the church extorts these impoverished, fleeing for their lives, unless you're Islamic and in your sleeper cells, people that Trump is now saying get out, is because the church forces them to become Mormon and thus traps them into working for the church, so that the people are dependent upon the church for their existence. and the church set them up. They've got to go now. Oops. This is what they did to Avraham Gileadi. A guy who was born around the time of the Jewish Holocaust, wants to know more about it, wants to learn about the Jews, learned Hebrew, and was in Jerusalem at the library where he found the Book of Mormon. It was provided to him by the librarian. He then read it and said, I want to be baptized. He sees the Jewishness in it. And so he gets baptized in the waters of Shalom out there in Jerusalem. And then he makes his way to Utah, where the headquarters is. He gets a job instantly with BYU. He's put to work with the footnoting program back in the 70s, which finished in 1981, even though Kimball came out the next year and put another Testament of Jesus Christ as the subtitle for the Book of Mormon. And they began to have problems with him at that point. But for the most part, he was fine. I don't know the copyright date of that one book. Idaho Chick sent me an email indicating that she had received it. And she still has yet to talk about that orange substance in that baggie you had. But it contained an attempt to merge the Jewish Christ, that is blatantly all over Mormon scriptures, and Jesus, which is if you use Christianity interpretation on it. But the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith tell you, no, don't do that. That's the wrong test. You're going to find out it's false. And sure enough, Alyssa knows it's false. Even the guy that got banned knew it's false, as he's trying to defend Alyssa for being an atheist. And I can't judge atheists. Yes, I can. Nobody gets it. Except Idaho Chick. And the other guy. And James. James, you're sending me links that I can't connect to. It says, oops, something went wrong, as a little cute puppy dog cartoon is biting on a wire. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe Alyssa or whatever link you're linking me to doesn't want me to watch them. Maybe I've been banned from them. I don't know. Something's going on. And so, it's just, nobody is testing the word of the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith and even the Bible as Jewish. And so everybody's getting deceived, everybody's spreading the misinformation and the lies, and it's just causing utter destruction. And so Idaho Chick apparently has connections to South Park, so she's going to recommend that her comment is turned into a South Park episode. Can't wait to watch it. Is one of them Butters? Is he still on the show, or did he get murdered? I haven't been following it for a while. It's not something I have easy access to. I found out about the Joseph Smith stuff and the hell, and I made sure to get those episodes and got the clips. And YouTube thinks that clips are a copyright violation because they don't know the copyright word. And so I know YouTube is wrong because I know the word, I know the results of the fruit of the word, of the copyright laws, of porn laws. YouTube doesn't, and they spread the lies through community guidelines. Wrong, YouTube. Wrong. Leave women alone. Leave creators alone. Clips are not copyright violations. Stop it. Trump told you to stop it. Free speech now in America. Stop it. You're going against Trump just like Nelson is. Stop it. Leave women alone. Alright? So, yeah, I'm excited to see a South Park movie coming out soon. Maybe she can tell me what that orange substance is in the baggie so that I can have that while I watch it. And so, here's somebody that got instantly banned and reported on their first video of mine. It was an older video, Community of Christ, new president, hands over Kirtland Temple to Great and Abominable Church. So that Nelson could sort of save face for not having the temple built. Completed, finished, he failed. So now we go into another year because of his failure. So Bessie Co. Trump just signed the anti-Semitic law yesterday. I went over it in the Church News video. And yet Bessie Co. is again going against Trump. All these people are going against Trump. What the hell? I thought America voted for Trump. If you put Trump in your title of your video, YouTube will instantly tell you Trump is the winner of the election. Which is why I can't put Trump in my video titles. Because YouTube doesn't obey the law. They're not giving free speech. So Bessie Co. says, so are you pro-Judaism? Question mark. That was an anti-Semitic thing to say. Because I've read the Talmud. Ooh. From the original Hebrew. Was it the Jerusalem Talmud or the Babylonian Talmud? See, there are people who think they know better, but then there are other people who think they know better than that, and then there are other people who think they know better than that. Ninth Gate. Watch it. It's R-rated. It'll be scary. But it'll explain it for you. And there's porn. Emmanuel Singer. Awesome actress. And it's disgusting. Another anti-Semitic thing to say. This is a people's religion. And here Bessie Co. thinks she's going to come onto my comments for this video that YouTube didn't flag. Now they want to give freedom of speech, huh? You don't have freedom of speech to hate and lie. Nobody gets this. They're purposely trying to destroy the First Amendment. YouTube's on the front lines to destroy the First Amendment. All religions are messed. It's all another atheist, which is messed. But none more than the Zionist Jews. Gone. Get off my channel. And so there's another person. They got banned for their first video and first comment for the first video ever. Famous Mormon, a famous former Mormon, Ferdinand Castagnera. And so, it seems, really, that your spiritual witness feelings tingling, like you're just upset because it appears that she's being honest about why she left the church. No, she's done that video. She's got a bunch of KKK hoods in the background. Which was her temple one, when she knew she was in a cult. Again, a person who is illiterate. He is incapable of understanding what he hears. And apparently what he sees. Because I put pictures in the beginning of my videos. You're supposed to learn from those if you don't like listening to me or the crackling of the audio that I can't do nothing about. And so this is not about her leaving the church. It's about her being indoctrinated by the church, and she only leaves because of coffee. At least that's what she says on her homepage, the picture thing. Because she is spreading lies as truth. But it's a doubt promotion rather than a faith promotion of Mormons. So Ferdinand has no concept of that basic Bible precept. He's trying to defend Alyssa by exposing that he too has been brainwashed by this corporation, criminal operation. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. And then there was another one from somebody the other day. I don't know if I can find it. We'll skim through. Thank you. Finally. They did it right. Yeah, this was the one from the other day that I let go through for Rest Stop. It's the glory of Mormonism as apostasy, which I explained the precept in there. And so, okay. Oh, maybe I didn't allow this. I probably just deleted it because it's confusing. Matthew 11:30, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Yeah, I didn't put the Nelson clip in there, did I? I put it in the other video. And he says from memory. Okay, he acknowledges that he's not quoting, but that's pretty accurate. Does this resonate different to you than it did when you were true blue? What? Nelson is how it resonates different with me. But I wasn't ever true blue in this church. I assumed I did, like the sister missionaries in Heretic. I was told what to believe, but when there was something that I didn't know how to understand, I put it aside in my brain and said I'll get to that later. And I've done the videos, even some recently, where I talk about my problems with what I'm being told to believe. You know, like the first vision. Joseph Smith, 14-year-old boy, I'm newly baptized, and they're telling me that without Joseph Smith being baptized and without the gift of the Holy Ghost, he's able to stand in the presence of God and Jesus with their full glory brighter than the sun at noonday. That didn't sit right with me, but I didn't know how to explain it. So I put it aside in my brain. Then I learned about the Jews. Then I learned about, it's vision first. Oh, it's a vision, so it's not real. And then I learned about the Jews. Oh, that's why it's a vision. Got it. He's Messiah ben Joseph. Cool. Church is so true. There's somebody else who did the little catchphrase that everybody makes the mistake of. Let's see if I can find it. Child faith, still need to do yours. I don't know if I'm going to get to them. Because this one that I have here on the video, Illegal Criminal Corporation, at 227, he says, "Wow, I found the entire document. It's official. As usual, Travis W. Goodsell having receipts for his accusations." It's not accusations. It's the facts. Just the facts. Dun, 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 dun. What's it called? It's a TV show, and then Tom Hanks did a movie of it. Dun, 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 dun. Can't remember. Here's one about the terrible audio. Get the hell off my channel. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Here it is. Mormons don't believe, Russell M. Nelson, that Jesus Christ's second coming in 2 more days. I don't remember what the rest of it was. And so, D.D. Staub, they can leave the church, but they can't leave it alone. And then, an emoji. That's stupid. You guys really need to stop that. That makes you look stupid. Because what it means is, why haven't you left? You're believing the repeated lies. You're in a criminal organization that is using cult-like behavior against you. They're technically not even a cult. Sorry, Alyssa. Wrong on that, too. They're using psychology as a weapon. Psychology is a weapon. It has no truth. Anybody run that test? No. They repeat the lies just like the criminal operation does. That's why the criminal operation does it and has escalated it, because they've embraced family services with psychology. And so, yeah, she was in the news yesterday. Something else going on with her and that 8 passengers woman in the courts. I might as well talk about this. I didn't write it down to get to this, as it's on the same video. It was an hour later than Dee. MDJ Utah, and so I don't know if that's Medical Doctor J Utah. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Or maybe it's a Marilyn DD or Marilyn D Jessup. I don't know. That's all it says. I do miss the MD from Arizona. She got suckered into the drinking Drano thing as a medical doctor. 2020 was just a sad year, and the church profited off of it to make it sadder. And I lost a friend, another friend. So then there's that 7-year tribulation thing. So they know about the Christian thing. They know about the Bible with the son of perdition. Is he their Messiah? So that's a yes or no question, which can't be answered with yes or no. Psychologists love to ask those kinds of questions, forcing you to say yes or no, to trap you. Just like a lawyer in court. They pull the same stunt too. They force you to answer when all you need to do is tell the judge, I can't answer that question because it's not a yes or no answer. Have the defense or the prosecution re-ask the question in a manner in which I can give my answer. And yet, they don't want that to be done because they want to trap you to all a scam. Right, Judge Shelby? It's being done to him right now. Any day, we're expecting a ruling. It could be today. And so I would have to go over the learning of the Jews of the Bible to re-educate you, to purge all Christianity from your brain, and to help you understand what a son of perdition is and how this criminal organization screwed that up. And Alyssa got that one wrong too, and I made my picture of how it's corrected. And so, I mean, seriously, is that their Messiah? Oh God. You have to know about a Messiah then too. There's just so much knowledge that you are lacking in that comment that thus I just didn't even bother to do a response other than now. Alrighty. And so, the only thing yesterday, we'll throw this in. Trump Ice 2025. Oh, now you screw it up? Dear God. And so he signed an immediate assessment of aviation safety. And it's a ban on DEI in aviation. That's because of the tragic news of the Black Hawk helicopter down, attacking that passenger airline with the 14 ice skaters. That was the real tragedy. Not that there were also Russians on board. This is the 14 girls. Leave women alone. Dear God. And that disturbs me because I know Trump and the way he thinks and the way he does things. Is that if they specifically targeted that plane to go down so that Trump could then sign the anti-DEI legislature for aviation, which the FAA is in the federal government, so thus fitting his agenda. That's why he did it. And all of the deep state Dem press of DEI don't get this. You're all wrong. Stop it. So, yeah, we'll throw this in since we're doing a video. We have a guy who's impersonating Russell Marion Nelson. He did an hour, 40-minute video on Nelson detailing Jesus' skin color and face. Probably needs to be reported as racist bigotry. It's already got 14K views. Oh, dear God. And then a comeback podcast. See, all women are adorable and attractive, and then they speak, and you can judge them by their words, and that's when you run. I'm sorry, women. I can judge you by your words because I've already produced many seeds by their fruit. Many fruit by the seeds. Nobody wants to believe in that precept because nobody wants to run the test. And so it's not that I seduced him undressed that YouTube recommended for me. unsigned in, thus for little kids. Or Love Me Deadly, a 1973 movie, which YouTube does take all the good parts of the movies, which is a violation of copyright law. Brett, if the movie has nudity or other stuff, Hollywood has already won the lawsuit. You have to put the full movie in. You can't edit it. You can't be a company in Utah who takes people's DVDs and edits out the bad stuff. They got busted. And then they got busted again by two little teen girls who came to them and were given $10 or $20 for blowjobs. And oops! Not only was the business shut down, but they're in prison on the sex offender registry. But that's a common thing in Mormonism, is because the church with Benson came out and said, don't watch R-rated movies. And so Mormons create, well, it's just that one scene. And then don't mock Jesus. Kimball, God will not be mocked, said it doesn't matter if there's just one scene. The whole thing is ruined. And yet at Rick's College, they had film reels of popular movies out at the time. I remember Lady Hawk. And they intentionally go through it and cut and splice the bad parts so that it skips over it. And you can't do that. That's illegal. That is a copyright violation. And so YouTube has got a whole bunch of people doing movies that are copyright violations. You got to put in the nudity. Got to be there. Got to be there. Anyway, we're talking about Comeback Podcast. Her nude taught me the truth of temple covenants. Oh, God, why do people start their cars up right at my windows when they're opened? Now I got the gas fumes in. And so, no, it's NDE, near-death experience. But nude. And apparently, this was only 4 days ago when this came up, and she's got 44K. Apparently, nobody remembers or learned from history of Chad Daybell. It's been 10 years. I guess everybody forgot. Even though it was in the news of recently of when he's now on death row and she's most likely in prison for life. The wristband on the ear. From the relative of Chad Daybell's. Back when she wanted my support for JJ. And so, yeah. Just tragic. So no, what Chad Daybell exposed is that near-death experiences are not real. And even Castle had the episode talking about it. They're not real. Even Heretic. Yeah, even Heretic. The girl who then dies and comes back to life. She talks about her near-death experience. And yeah, they're not real. It's your brain shutting down, and so you're having dreams. The brain is the last functioning thing in your body. And so even though you've been dead for a long time, you can still be a vegetable if you've got brain activity. You know, nobody knows how to fix that, to bring somebody back to life. But nonetheless, yeah, when you die and they bring you back to life, you did not go to the spirit world. That tunnel of light, no. That is not a real tunnel of light where you now are in the spirit world and there's Jesus and he tells you to hurt people because they're zombies. And so Nelson, when he talks about the 2 little girls that he murdered on his operating table, he used that against their dad to trick them into joining the church. When somebody says they've had a near-death experience and now they're talking about stuff, run. They are a con artist and a scammer trying to hurt people and lead them down the path to utter destruction. And just as Elder Oak said, be cautious of people who practice priestcraft. We're putting that in the video. Oak's priestcraft. Oak's priestcraft. And I say these things. But yeah, now temple covenants, they're God. She has no clue about the temple covenants. She doesn't understand. She's a prostitute for Jesus. Under the Greek practice. She doesn't get it. As attractive as she is, I have to run away. Can you send me some try-on haul videos?